Hello everybody, hi, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of a Doctor Who reaction. This is Heard Live, my name is Matt. I watched previous episode yesterday, so it's fresh in my mind. And last episode was Under the Lake. I'm still wondering what the lake was, because that looked like an ocean, but it's probably a lake. So we had this very interesting episode where we got to this underwater facility where they had just found like an alien ship and they were investigating it, and then ghosts showed up, and then we had to figure out, okay, what are the ghosts, what is the spaceship, what is anything? And the mystery kept going, and it had many layers until it turns out that we need to go to the past in order to figure out what it was, because the alien ship was stranded underwater, I guess, in this place before it was flooded. I think it was a military facility. I theorized that it might be Area 51 or UNIT, I don't know, but we theorized that it would be there. And the idea is that it might be there in the past, and we need to go to the past in order to figure out what it is. So we had this crew of characters. Ultimately, it ended up becoming 6 characters, including Doctor and Clara, which were the commander lady, which was deaf mute. We had the translator dude. We had the meek scientist who decided, okay, I'm gonna help eventually, and the cool engineer girl. I think she was an engineer or programmer or something. She was the computer girl. She has like a hat and she's interesting. So that's our cast. But then at the end of the episode, the cast got divided into Clara, Commander, and Translator, and Doctor, Hat Girl, and Scientist. So the Doctor, the Hat Girl, and the Scientist are going to go back in time in order to figure out what that is with the TARDIS, and Clara, the Commander, and the Translator are going to stay behind in the facility waiting for them to come back, which is not going to work out because they're going to have to start, getting into trouble, and we're gonna have to see, like, going back and forth between our two groups of characters, is what I'm assuming. Near the end of the episode, though, we saw that there was one extra ghost that showed up, besides the, the commander dude, that, not the girl, the commander dude, military dude, that died at the beginning of the episode. We had the asshole who was in it for the money, and then we had the alien 1800s looking dude, but then we saw an extra ghost at the end, and that ghost was outside, and it turned around and it was the Doctor. Whoa. So that ended up with me theorizing what the fuck that was. Like, what is the ghost thing? Because the Doctor ain't dead, that's for sure. But we did see the body of the account. No, it's not an accountant, but the dude, the asshole dude who was in it for the money, the greedy dude, that dude, he died, and we saw his body, and then we also saw the ghost at the same time. So I don't know. I eventually decided not to think too much about that, and I'm just gonna watch the next episode and see where we go from there. So that's what we're gonna be. Wow. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Alright, getting ready to watch. So, reaction for Series 9 Episode 4 starts now.
This man, he has a time machine.
Yep.
Up and down history he goes, zip, 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 getting into scrapes. Another thing he has is a passion for the works of Ludwig van Beethoven. And one day he thinks, what's the point of having a time machine if you don't get to meet your heroes? So, off he goes to 18th century Germany. But he can't find Beethoven anywhere. No one's heard of him.
He is
None
Beethoven?
of his family have any idea.
Oh my god, the Doctor is Beethoven.
Is talking about.
Fuck you.
Beethoven literally doesn't exist. This didn't happen, by the way.
Okay.
This is called the bootstrap paradox. Google it. Luckily, he brought all of his Beethoven sheet music for Ludwig to sign. So he copies out all the concertos and the symphonies, and he gets them published. He becomes Beethoven. And history continues with barely a feather ruffled.
I'm familiar with how it works.
But my question is this. Who put those notes and phrases together? Who really composed Beethoven's Fifth?
Nobody. This is the coolest shit ever. I go watch, like, fuck yeah, dude. Sorry, I'm moving my screen a little bit. I almost forgot. This is the coolest shit ever. It's not like a full cover, but it's like the normal song with the guitar in the background. This is the coolest shit ever. I do love when they fucked around with the intros. It's like before the plot, okay.
1980.
90. Oh, okay.
So pre-Harold Saxon, pre the Minister of War, pre the moon exploding, the big bat coming out.
The Minister of War?
Yeah.
No, never mind. I expect I'll find out soon enough.
Okay, okay. Set up. There it is.
The suspended animation chamber's still here, and the power cells for the engine.
We're gonna take the power cells
What are the
ourselves.
markings on the wall?
The one power cell. Oh my god. We are gonna cost everything. Yeah. He's sending a message to Clara somehow.
Saying, Moran, Pritchard, Apprentice. No, Apprentice. O'Donnell, Clara, Doctor, Bennett, Cass. It's just a list of all our names. And when he finishes, he just goes back to the beginning again, over and over. That's it.
Tell him, turn the phone so he can look. And he's you.
Who? Someone died.
It's yours.
Doctor, it's you. You okay?
Yeah. Well, currently.
What does it mean?
Means I die.
No, not necessarily.
It doesn't.
It's a sequence of events, so...
This isn't a potential future. This is the future now.
Tell him that the ghost is saying something different. Because there is some mystery to the ghosts
I can't save
that we haven't figured out.
No,
Yeah.
like you said, if you can find out why this is happening, then maybe you can stop them killing anybody else. You can save us. And you can stop it happening to you.
I'll do what I can. But the future has already happened.
Yeah, but what? How is he gonna die? Well then, I want to see it. All right, markings are there. He saw the message, and now he's gone. Laser shot.
Any signs of trauma, any scars, any clues as to how I die?
No.
It is saying something different.
You're the same as all the other ghosts with the weird black eyes and... No. No, wait.
Hmm?
Your coat. It's torn, the right shoulder.
I assume
Okay.
that I'm just saying the same thing as the others.
No, you're not.
You're saying a list of names, our names mainly. Moran, Pritchard, Prentice, O'Donnell, Clara, Doctor, Bennett, Cass. Who's
There is an
Prentice?
order also.
Face chap.
Well.
Oh, no.
Oh no, he let in the other.
Faraday cages,
Oh
let
my
the other
god.
ghosts out.
This episode is so fucking cool.
Come on.
Please don't disappoint me at the
Dr.
ending.
O'Donnell.
Why not?
Someone needs to stay here and mind the shop. But what if Clara calls?
The last bloke that said something like that to me got dangled out of a window.
Maybe the doctor's right. Maybe it's best if you stay here.
Never gonna happen, seriously. Have you two met me?
I like her a lot. What the fuck is making that noise? I mean, I know it's the Fisher King, but I wanna see it. Girl. Oh no. Please, no. Well then. God damn it. So he didn't kill shot her like right away. It wasn't an instant
Who's
kill.
next on the list?
Why? Wait, it is a list, isn't it?
That list your ghost was saying. That's the order in which people are going to die, isn't it? I mean, I've only just figured that out.
But you knew that all along.
That's why he told her to stay.
I thought perhaps because her ghost wasn't there in the future like Prentice's was. I thought maybe it wouldn't happen. Maybe she stood a chance.
Yeah, well, you didn't try very hard to stop her, though, did you? It was almost like you wanted to test your theory. So who's next?
Clara.
Yeah. Yeah, except now you're going to do something about it, aren't you? Yeah, because it's getting closer to you. You change history to save yourself, but not to save her, Donald. You wouldn't save her.
This isn't about saving me. I'm a dead man walking. I'm changing history to save Clara.
Well, of course. Well then.
Well, really?
When are we going to? Off the map, out of the rule book. What if I don't die? What if I refuse? I'm gonna go back to the base and I'm gonna save Clara because that's what I do. And I don't see anyone here who's gonna stop me.
Time is gonna stop you, bitch. You're gonna stay. You're gonna like it.
Why are we still here?
Just to suffer. Yes! This is what I wanted!
We've moved half an hour backwards.
Yes!
I'm locked in my own time stream.
This is exactly what I wanted! Yes! Yes, yes, yes!
Who was the one person who didn't see the writing in the spaceship?
Me. Cass wouldn't let me go inside.
That's why the ghost didn't hurt you when they had the chance, because the message isn't inside you.
Yes, I suppose that makes sense.
So you can get the phone back.
She's saying I should go get the phone back.
Listen, I need... We need to be able to contact the doctor, and you were the only one who can do this. What is it? What did she say?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't
Please.
look...
She said to ask you whether traveling with the doctor changed you, or were you always happy to put other people's lives at risk?
Oh.
I need more time. It's too soon. I haven't saved her yet. I've got no choice now. I have to face the Fisher and you back to the TARDIS.
He'll be fine.
She can't hear you.
Promise.
Well.
Okay. Didn't need anyone to translate that.
Well. Okay. So it is a Liz.
Now I'm ready.
If it is a Liz, it would be Clara. Okay, why is he now ready?
I've come from the future.
We're gonna try and talk to the Fisher
I've
King.
seen the chaos you caused, the bloodshed.
Tell me what you have seen.
He talks.
Ghosts.
Ghosts?
Souls wrenched from the dead. Repeating directions to here, to this spot, over and over.
How many ghosts do I create? How many?
I had 4 that I know of, maybe 5 by now. Probably more since I left.
My ghosts will make more ghosts. Enough to wake me from my sleep.
Well, then. There's gonna be writing underneath the phone or something like that. Or just the Fisher King's gonna kill him.
Door emergency security lock.
Well then!
Time Lord.
Alright, you know what? That's like a cool design, but it is like too puppety.
Okay, fine. But we stick together.
Let's go. Alright, Clara was next. Who is after that?
Time Lords. Cowardly, vain curators who suddenly remembered they had teeth and became the most warlike race in the galaxy. But you are curious. You've seen the words too. I can hear them tick inside you. But you are still locked in your history. Still slavishly protecting time. Willing to die rather than change a word of the future.
She's deaf mute, of course. God damn it, Clara.
Idiot. I'm an idiot.
Yep, I like Cass. I probably cursed her by saying that. Yep, I did. I for sure did. Like, she can't hear people coming for her. She just realized she's alone, like 5 minutes later.
If all I have to do to survive is tweak the future a bit, what's stopping me? Oh, yeah. The ripple effect. Maybe it will mean that the universe will be ruled by cats or something in the future. But the way I see it, even a ghastly future is better than no future at all. You robbed those people of their deaths. Made them nothing more than a message in a bottle. You violated something more important than time. You bent the rules of life and death. This is where your story ends.
What? The doctor is inside it. The doctor is inside the fucking thing, not the Fisher King. Run! She ran past him.
There is nothing.
Alright, good job, Cass.
I've already done it. The words have gone. I got rid of them. The future I saw, none of that will happen now. The message will never contaminate my friends. No one will die. No one is coming to save you.
Did he? There was a
That's
cut.
the thing about knowing you're going to die. You've got nothing left to lose.
That's good. Throw yourself into the thing.
It's a trap.
Yep. We're run! Yeah, there was a cut where the doctor was like, I'm not ready, and then he was like, I'm ready now. So I was like, something happened in between. Did he delete the words, or did he just bluff him in order to leave him alone, and then the doctor goes inside of the chamber, whatever, the coffin, and then he fucks everything. But I do like that the doctor is like, fuck it, right? They're still there. They're still totally there. The doctor bluffed him. The doctor bluffed him. Now he's inside the coffin. Or he blew up the coffin.
Light.
Bomb. If it blows up, why did he blow up? The dam. This is why the flood starts.
This is Security Protocol 712. The Echelon circuit has been activated. Please stow any hand luggage and prepare for departure.
I like that that is his old outfit from Series 8. The doctor is inside it. The doctor is for sure inside it. Now the Fisher King can't come back. He's gonna get trapped in the flood. And the doctor is gonna be inside of the coffin. And the dude is gonna live in the TARDIS. Let them go! That's the doctor. That's for sure the doctor.
Don't kiss me. Morning breath.
He's been sleeping there for like 150 years. Hell yeah. That's the coolest shit. That's the coolest shit. He just slotted the sunglasses.
It's the call of the Fisher King. The call of their master.
He recorded the yell with the sunglasses, and he now is making the sunglasses repeat what he heard in the past in order to command them into the Faraday cage. I'm not sure how, but... Oh. Okay.
So what was it? Your ghost?
A hologram, like the one we made of you to lure the ghosts into the Faraday cage.
Holy shit.
Song of artificial intelligence and a few pre-recorded phrases thrown in.
What will happen to them?
The unit will cut out the Faraday cage with them inside and take it away. Then the space hearse will be destroyed so the writing doesn't infect anyone else.
What do I do now?
I don't understand.
I do. You keep going. You have to.
I need to erase that message from your mind, but it's fine. I'll do it later.
Will you translate something to Cass for me?
Of course.
Tell her that you're in love with her and that you always have been.
What?
Tell her there's no point in wasting time, because things happen and then it's too late. Tell her I wish someone had given me that advice.
Oh God, I was just passing on what he said. Please, don't.
Drag the cage into space, away from the Earth's magnetic field. With nothing to sustain them, the ghosts will eventually fade away.
Here's what I don't understand. You did change the future. You stopped the Fisher King from returning.
The Fisher King had been dead for 150 years before we even got here. But once I went back, I became part of events. But here's the thing. The messages my ghost gave, they weren't for you. They were for me. That list. Everyone after you was random. But you being the next name, that's what made me confront the Fisher King.
And saying the chamber will open.
That was me telling me to get inside and when to set it for.
Yes.
Smart.
Except that's not why I said them.
How do you mean?
I programmed my ghost to say them because that's what my ghost had said. And the only reason that I created my ghost hologram in the first place was because I saw it here. I was reverse engineering the narrative.
Okay, that's still pretty smart.
You do not understand.
He didn't do it.
When did I first
because,
have those ideas, Clara?
Yeah, the idea just happened.
Well, it must have been...
He never thought about it. He just did it. He just did what needed to happen.
Exactly.
That's how it works.
Who composed Beethoven's Fifth?
Are the credits also... Okay, no. What? Okay, no, this is the next time. Never mind that shit. Alright. I love that shit. I love that shit so much. I do love that Bootstrap Paradox shit so much. I wanted that. I thought about it during the episode. And then when the TARDIS actually went back, like at half an hour, and they saw themselves, I was like, fuck yes! Fuck yes, we're doing this shit. We're doing it. And like, the way the episode started was like immediately like, I'm hooked. I'm ready. Because it is explaining to me what it is. And I'm like, I know what it is. But the fact that they are explaining it to me and giving me like a cool example with the doctor talking to me directly. Because I thought for a second he was talking to like O'Donnell and the other dude, like the scientist dude. I was like, he's talking to them. But then it's like, no, he's looking into the camera and just explaining shit. And nobody, there's no conversation here. He's just monologuing. But he's not monologuing. He's explaining. So he's explaining it to me. So he gave me this full-on explanation about what it is. And I'm just sitting here like, fuck yeah, I know what it is. But the fact that you are saying this shit to me gets me super excited to watch this episode. And I was fucking right. This episode was cool as shit. So I do love the Bootstrap Paradox shit. I do love it so fucking much. Like, I when I was a kid, I watched Back to the Future, and Back to the Future was the coolest shit in the universe. And I rewatched it many times, and I guess from then on, my entire life has just been like, dude, I love this shit. You know? Because it's like, who wrote Johnny Be Good? Was it a black man in the 50s, or was it Martin McFly? A 17-year-old white kid from the 80s. It was like, no. It was Chuck Berry. But I do love this shit, right? I do love this shit so much. And like, I do love that at the ending, like, they even like nailed it down harder. Like, of course I get it, I understand it. What I tried to say while reacting, it was that, like, the Doctor never had the idea to do it. Like, he didn't do it for a reason. He did it because that's how it was written. You know? Like, he wrote something, but he didn't write it because he had the idea in order to make it, like he didn't write it because, like, he had an idea about what to write. He wrote it because he was copying it. And then it's like, but then who had the idea to begin with? And it's no one. No one actually had the idea. It just happened. That's it. That's how time works. It's like, that's the coolest shit ever. I love that so much. And I do love that this episode was nothing but that. You know? So, stuff happened in this episode. So, at the end of the day, they were ghosts. Not like ghosts, but like electromagnetic projections or whatever. That, like, it's stupid. It's crazy. They're kind of ghosts, but I'm not sure. But whatever. The point is that they were in fact dead. There was no solution to that, which is what I was thinking. Because the moment I saw the Doctor Ghost, I was like, well, he's not gonna die. He's the Doctor, right? Like, he's not dead. Therefore, that means that all of these other people can be saved. But then it turns out that they can't. They are gone, and they're gone. And the only reason why, Dr. Ghost is a thing is because it's not really a ghost, it's a hologram. It was a hologram that he was transmitting with his sonic sunglasses from within the chamber, which he was in it all along. Like, that was him. And the moment that I saw... So, like, this episode did a lot of clever things, and I think I did a pretty good job at picking on them. You know, I think I did a pretty good job at observing them. You know, I noticed the clues, and I was like, okay, where are we going? Because I can't figure out what they tell me, not all the time, because they're not showing it to me. But I can notice the clues and be like, alright, something's happening. Because, like, when it cut from the Doctor being like, I'm not ready, and then he went to like, okay, now I'm ready, I'm like, he did something. He did something there. And then he went to the Fisher King, and he was like, they had this whole conversation, and the Fisher King, alright, he was cool. He was, okay, so he was like a bodysuit, for sure. He was a full suit, and that made it so it looked like a little stiff. Like, the design was cool, but the way it moved was stiff. So it was like a little bit not too cool. But at the same time, like, I don't think the Fisher King actually matters. Like, he was the final boss, but it turns out that he never mattered to begin with, you know? Like, he caused all of this, but he wasn't even there. He got fucked in the 1980s. Like, he got fucked over 100 years ago. So, that was super cool. That was awesome. And so, I'm just trying to, like, figure out what to say, because I'm just sitting here, like, super excited, being like, yeah, that was awesome, but I need to put words in order, right? I need to do a proper, like, analysis of this shit, a proper review. But, like, then the Doctor, like, when I saw the shot of, like, the Doctor and the Fisher King and the chamber, I was like, oh, the Doctor's going in there. Because they kept cutting back to the chamber, being like, oh, it's gonna open, it's opening, and I'm just sitting here like, when are we gonna see him? But then it's like, we see him in the past, and the chamber never opens, and I'm like, that's not the Fisher King, that's the Doctor. The Doctor's right here in front of the chamber. Why would he not go inside the chamber? And then when he tells the Fisher King that he erased the things, and the Fisher King comes out running, being like, oh, I'm gonna look at the things, and I'm gonna make sure the marks are still there. He comes out alone, and I'm like, oh, he fucking tricked him. He left, and then he stepped inside of the chamber. For sure. And then the TARDIS left with the protocol, and he saved the other dude. And then the fucking dam explodes, and that's how the flood happened. And it's like, holy shit. So the entire, like, I'm not sure, town or military base was flooded because of the Doctor. I'm hoping no one was there. I'm hoping it was fully abandoned. But whatever. That was so fucking good. That was so fucking good. It explodes, and I'm just sitting here like, oh, he tricked him to go outside, so then he gets fucking bodied by the water flooding in, while the Doctor sleeps inside of the fucking thing, the chamber, and the other dude lives in the TARDIS. That's so fucking genius. It's so good. So good. So okay, what else? Who wrote Beethoven's Fifth? That's so fucking cool. I do love, okay, going back to the beginning and a little bit at the ending, is that I do love that they fucked with the intro a little bit, where the Doctor just played the guitar to the rhythm of the intro. That was so fucking cool. It was like a cover, but not really a full cover. I think it was just the normal song, but there was a guitar going with it. Like, I think that's what it was. I didn't get to hear it too closely, but I think that's what it was, and it was really cool, because I love fourth wall breaking gags like that. I love fourth wall breaking shit. That's my jam. So like whenever we had Death in Heaven previous season and we saw Clara's face in the intro, I'm like, what? Like, hold on, what? But no, it was just a gag, and I'm just sitting here like, oh, that's fucking great. That's genius. I love gags like that. And they did it again, and it was the coolest shit ever. Like, even Capaldi just talking to me and explaining what a bootstrap paradox is, I'm just sitting here like, yo, that's fourth wall breaking. That's just straight up fourth wall breaking. That's the best. That's my favorite. Dude, this two-parter was so fucking good. It was so fucking good. Usually, when we do have like scientific bases where some shit happens, like, usually they're not the most creative of episodes, but this one went places. This one for sure went places. It was so cool. Like, what else? So, like, okay. I'm sad about a couple things, right? I'm sad that the ghosts. So those people actually did die. Like, I was hoping they wouldn't, but they did. So that's sad. I'm sad that O'Donnell died. She was like the one that I liked the most. Then there was Cass, then the translator dude, and then the other dude. That's my order. So like, I'm sad that O'Donnell died, but I'm happy that Cass hooked with that other dude. Because that other dude, he's alright. The scientist dude knows so much. Well, like, he's alright, but he's like, he's not my favorite, period. But like, I'm glad that they hooked, and I thought it was cool the way they hooked, because the other dude is like, okay, tell her something to me for me, and he was like, what do I tell her? And he's like, okay, tell her that you love her, because you never know when it's gonna be too late. And it's like, in a way it hurts, but like, so it is a little creepy of a scene, but I am assuming that they have talked about this. Like, I am assuming that they either talked about this or like they know each other and they know that they have a thing going on, but it's not official. And so the dude is like, dude, do it. Just fucking do it, because I can't anymore. So you have to go and do it, because it might be too late next time. So he just went and did it, and like that's cool. Like, it adds a little bit of like future story as well as a little bit of backstory to these characters, and I am glad about that. Something good came out of this whole shit. But all right, that was that. I'm still sad that O'Donnell died. Rest in peace, O'Donnell. She was a cool side character, but that's. Yeah, I guess that's the end of that. I do like that a lot. I do like that this episode, like, I feel like this episode never wasted any time. This might be a rough one to like edit to make a highlight of it, because I feel like this episode didn't waste any time. Like, I've been at this for like an hour recording. Like, I watched the full episode, right? I felt like only 20 minutes happened, but it's because the show kept going. Right? Because, like, I'm thinking, like, well, the doctor doesn't know it's going to be a ghost, and it's going to be a whole thing, and we're going to have a Dr. Zombie, and there's going to be a bunch of scenes where they just run and nothing happens. But it's like, no, the doctor immediately, he was like, oh, fuck, I'm dead. Okay, what are we going to do with this? O'Donnell, okay, no. O'Donnell died, and it's like, oh, you knew she was going to die. And he was like, I don't know. Like, I was hoping that maybe because we didn't see the ghost in the future, maybe she had a chance, but then it's like, no, fuck you. And then he was like, we're not ready, and the Fisher King, and more Fisher King, and then then the dude left in order to get the phone. Like, a lot of shit happened, and it just kept going. Like, this episode did not waste any time, you know? It just kept going, and I'm a very big fan of that. A lot of stuff happened in it. Alright. But, at the end of the day, like, what else is there to talk about? Like, that episode was fucking cool as shit. Dude, the Prentice was his name, the dude, the alien dude. He was of a race that loved to be enslaved, like a fetish, like masochistically so. And I just kept thinking to the aliens from Dragon Ball Z Abridged, the Broly movie. There were aliens that loved to be enslaved, and that was a gag, and it was the creepiest fucking gag ever. And I was just sitting here like, they're doing it again, like. Well, not again, but like they're doing the same thing. It's like it is uncomfortable, is what it is. But the fact that it is so uncomfortable, it makes for a funny gag, you know. We also know that this character is gonna die, so it's like, yeah, well, fuck it, let's just give him some wacky personality, and that'll be the end of that. Yeah, I'm Series 9 looking good. Series 9 looking good. So, like, before I started recording this episode, before I start recording, I usually just like talk to myself for a little bit. I mean, I consistently talk to myself. It's a way of practicing my English, if anything, right? And my ability to be more eloquent, which I am not, but I try. So I talk to myself a lot, and I was talking to myself, and I was like, oh yeah, episode 9, series 9, and I was like, well, episode 4 of series 8 was the coolest shit ever. It was Listen, and I was like, well, no episode will ever be able to be cooler than Listen. Like, there's no way this episode is going to be cooler than Listen. It's probably going to be really cool, but not as cool. And then now I'm like, I don't know. I still think that Listen might be a cooler episode, like a 10 out of 10. I did say it was a 10 out of 10, Listen. But this episode, like the fourth wall breaking shit is my favorite. Is it a 10 out of 10? Is this episode a 10 out of 10? I mean, it's for sure a 9. It's above a 9. It's 9 something. I don't know if it's a 10 out of 10. It might be. You know what? I don't actually want to come up to a conclusion with that, because I don't like labels, I don't like numbers, and rankings are stupid, even though I already done that before. But like, this episode, I just want to let you guys know where I stand with it, and it's like, this episode is at least a 9.5, or maybe a 10. That's how good this episode was. So I'm loving this season so far. People have said this season is really fucking good. It's like the coolest season ever. I am inclined to believe it. I am inclined to believe that. Yes. I'm excited to continue. That was this 2-parter, Under the Lake burst, and what's the name of this fucking episode? I want to know. I forgot. Before the Flood. Okay, so Under the Lake and Before the Flood. This episodes are the fucking coolest shit ever. Like, in terms of 2-parter episodes, like, I've missed them. I miss 2-parter episodes. They're usually really fucking good. And I was sad that we didn't get to see 2-parters this season, right? Previous season with Capaldi, Series 8. Besides the finale, but that's a finale, right? But now that we get here, Series 9, it starts strong with 2 immediate 2-parters. And I've heard that there's a lot of 2-parters this season, so I'm ready. I'm ready for just a season of cool shit. I hope they're all as good as this one. That is a high bar to set, but I am hoping. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to check the other stuff I've done in the channel, or my gaming channel, or Twitch, or Twitter, whatever. I also have a Patreon now, so if you want to support this thing that I'm doing, then maybe check that out. All in all, just thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care.